Back with Coach Mora, I'm Ava Inesta, and it is week 12 of college football. Huskies are back at home this week to face off against Sacred Heart. Coach, it's been nearly a month since you played at home. I'm sure you're excited to get back at the Rent in front of the home crowd. I know you treat every game the same, but is there an impact of having home field advantage? And after some tough road games, do you think this will be a boost for the team this week playing at home?
I do. Yeah, it's always nice to play in front of your students and your band and your home team fans, and you don't have to travel, and you're at a hotel that you're used to, and just the routine is something that you're more comfortable with. So I think it'll help us in many ways.
Starting off with Sacred Heart, fellow Connecticut team, they are coming off a close win against CCSU last week. In that game, they had an impressive defensive performance. One of their safeties, Maximus Mongelli, had a career-high 13 tackles. I know we talked about this last week, but being more effective on offense is going to be key to getting this team where you want them to be. Then that all starts with getting first downs and converting in third down situations. So how do you look to improve on that side of the ball this week? And like you usually say, capture the moment.
Yeah, it starts with the plan that we prepare as a staff, and then the way we present it to the players and their ability to digest it, and then ultimately it comes down to execution. And execution means us calling the right plays, and then our players executing their assignment and their technique and getting a win. We've had some success throwing the ball lately, but we've stalled when we get into the red zone area, and so that's something that, kind of the high red zone, so that's something we're looking to improve on. I think it really just comes down to coaches executing and players executing.
This week is a new week. You have a new opportunity to go out and compete against the Pioneers, but last week's battle against JMU was competitive for a long portion of the game. You really saw the talent and the effort in that first half as you held a ranked team to just 13 points. Obviously, one half isn't enough. How did you enforce the team this week in practice to play a full 4 quarters with all 3 units of offense, defense, and special teams playing together?
Well, the first thing we did is we addressed the issues. Monday morning when we watched the film, we did something we don't typically do. We watched the second half of that game as a team, so that everyone understood in the strongest sense of the word exactly what transpired. And that was a game that was we had an opportunity. We didn't get it done to make it a 6-point game with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and we couldn't score a touchdown. We settled for a field goal. Now it's 16-6, and then they go down and score real quickly. And we had some issues that we can't have, and it's so important that everyone understands how all 3 phases of your game have to fit together, and how you have to, like I said, capture that moment when something has to happen positive for you. How do you make sure that you capture that and build on it? And you have to emphasize it in the way you talk, and the way you meet, and the way you practice, and what you demand, and that's what we do.
I want to talk about Cam Ross. He's been one of the staple receivers this year. I feel like you always see him getting in those small gaps, making the routes, and catching passes from Taekwon. He's faced a lot of ups and downs with injuries the past 2 seasons. How good is it to see him back on the field and doing what we all know he's capable of?
Oh, it's great, and it really feels good for him. And he took a hit last week, and we weren't sure if he was going to be able to play, but it looks like he's going to be okay. But just to know how hard he worked to get back last year, and then at the end of camp to hurt his foot and miss almost an entire year again last year. But to see him come back and really have a steady season and watch his development as he plays more and more, it's exciting. And you just really, you respect the heck out of that guy for going through what he went through and still having the mental fortitude and to overcome it and get back to where he's at. And he's just getting better and better for us.
This Saturday is the last home game of the season, which also meets its senior day. You have a lot of impactful people and players on this team, so it's definitely going to be a bittersweet moment for them to play their last home game at the Rent. Can you just speak about how much you're looking forward to celebrating these seniors' accomplishments?
I think as much as you look forward to celebrating their accomplishments and really the journey that they've been on since they've been here at the University of Connecticut, is you dread the thought of them not being on your football team anymore, and how much you're going to miss them really in every aspect of it, and probably the place you're going to miss them the least is on the football field. You're going to miss being around them in the cafeteria or in meetings or just in the hallways or out at practice or in the locker room, and certainly their performance on the field. So it's always really bittersweet. You know, it's really great to see guys move on to the next chapter of their life, whatever that may be. But it's, you know, you fall in love with these guys, you know, you just do. And so it's hard at the same time to see them move on.
UConn is set to face off against Sacred Heart this Saturday, November 18th. It'll be the last chance to catch the Huskies at home. Make sure to come out. Kickoff is at 12 o'clock noon. If you can't come out, make sure to watch it on UConn Plus or Channel 3. But thank you so much, Coach. We'll see you there.
Thank you. All right.